We've been seeing articles spring up all over the net about the danger of a possible Donald Trump second administration if he regains power in 2024. And I believe every single one of them is true. Donald Trump is a threat to this country if he regains power. This is a man, I'll get to the specifics in a few moments, but Donald Trump posted this on Truth Social. The Democrat disinformation machine is hard at work trying to sell the American people that President Donald J. Trump is a threat to democracy. No, the only threat to democracy is the incompetence and ineptitude of crooked Joe Biden. We are now a failing nation. Everything in this statement, well, I should say, everything after those words and those quotation marks is a straight up lie. You see, the Democrats aren't doing this. It's everyone else, the American press, whom Donald Trump maligned for 4 straight years, to the point of saying that they are a threat, a direct threat to democracy, echoing Joseph Stalin, echoing Adolf Hitler. He has made himself the threat to democracy. But his statement that Joe Biden is the incompetence and ineptitude is the threat to democracy. Where exactly has Joe Biden threatened democracy? There is no threat to democracy thanks to Joe Biden. Joe Biden has done nothing to threaten American democracy. If he had, in the elections that we've had in the time that he's been president, don't you think we would notice when someone said, no, you can't vote? If he was a threat to democracy, with Fox News and Newsmax and One American News and so many others lying about him day in and day out on their news programs, do you really think that if he was a direct threat to democracy, you really believe that Joe Biden would allow that? Freedom of speech, freedom of the press? See, all of this, no, this isn't projection. I was about to say this is all projection and everything, but this is 10 times worse. Trump knows the walls are starting to close in on him. He knows that the noose is getting tighter around his neck. He knows that sooner or later he is going to prison, barring some event like a corrupt judge or a corrupt justice system laying him off. That's why he's lashing out like this. It's the oldest trick in the political book. In fact, it's the oldest trick in the Trump book, scaring everyone around you, thinking that you're at some kind of risk and that you're the only one who can save them. But in Donald Trump's case, he is the risk. In Donald Trump's case, he is the threat. Donald Trump can scream that Joe Biden is a threat to democracy, but in the end of the day, Donald Trump is the threat. This is a man who has stated over and over again that he wants full-blown revenge on everything and everyone that has crossed him, or at the very least in his own mind that he feels crossed him. Whether it be a former Joint Chiefs of Staff who was willing to disobey his orders if the need arrived, if Donald Trump had given orders to open fire on American citizens when Donald Trump was considering that, whether it be the Justice Department that prosecuted him, because they have evidence that he broke the law. And in those cases, he's still facing 91 felony counts. He wants revenge for those counts. He wants revenge against the media because they didn't bend down and kiss his feet every time he spoke. But most importantly, he wants revenge against this country. Every citizen that has voted against him, every citizen like me who has talked about him. Donald Trump is the threat. And as I said earlier, with this Truth Social post, it's not about projection anymore with him. He is lashing out because he knows the walls are closing in on him. And there will be nowhere left for him to hide once it happens. But for the MAGA, the people who are standing back and standing by, as Donald Trump said, months before January 6, 2021, they are ready, willing and able to pull the trigger. And they are ready, willing, and just eager to pull that trigger. Donald Trump is the threat. Joe Biden, as I said before plenty of times, I have things about him I don't like. There are things about him that should be different. However, I don't feel the same threat from him as I do from Donald Trump. I don't feel the same threat from Biden supporters. And these guys could be far, far, far to the left that I do from Donald Trump and his MAGA supporters. I haven't been called every racial epithet in the world by Democrats, but I have been called every racial epithet by Donald Trump supporters. So, Biden, he's not perfect. Who is? But when you have a person who claims he's all perfect, all powerful, even knowing full well that he's not either one, like Donald Trump, that becomes a very, very serious problem. CTP, know the truth, God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.